Morning. Morning, Jams. Morning, Frizu. Morning, Ricky. Morning, Tron. So we're morning, Mike. So I do have the risk disclosure up, guys. So as we're waiting for folks to join us here, feel free to peruse that. Obviously, most of you already. Yeah, we should definitely get going here soon. We will get going here soon. Hey, let's close here. Hey, Jim. Hey, Rocky. Good morning, White Sand. All right. Good morning, Akshath. Good morning, Jan. Or yet. Okay. All right, Sergey. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I have the number in mind here, so we'll go ahead and get started and let folks join us. So, guys, again, I do have the risk disclosure up. Just again, reminding everyone that what I'm about to share is to be treated as general information. That we all know that futures is risky endeavor, and that whatever funds we are using in the market are funds that we can otherwise afford to lose without impacting our lifestyle. Future trading does contain a substantial amount of risk, and it's not for every investor. Okay, and it's not. It not only could you lose your potential initial investment, but you can lose more than that and be legally responsible for it. Okay, so in any case, the advice I'm getting is not, any sort of advice to offer, solicit, to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, instrument, or fund. Okay, so in any case, just want to make sure that everybody's had a chance to review this the risk disclosure. I think most of you veterans who are to this call are already well aware of this. Okay, so all right, so let's go ahead and start with the news. Okay, the news is always important to start the day with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead again. I'm going to double check, make sure my screen is up, and looks like it is. So I'm going to go ahead into earnings calendar here. Okay, and I'm going to locate the not the earnings. I wanted economic calendar. Sorry. All right, so there's your economic calendar. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can filter this out for just the U.S. That's what we care about for now. Okay, so we're going to clear all here. I don't want to select all clear. Okay, we're going to go ahead and select the U.S. and we're going to select 3-star events, and we're going to click on apply, and we're going to take a look and see if there's anything. And it appears that there is no 3-star events, no 3-star news events that could impact our the markets. Okay, that does not to say that we can't get some unanticipated news event. Okay, but we don't have any scheduled events here that could impact. So that's a good thing, I guess, coming into the market. All right. So let's go ahead and start opening up my charts here. So we'll go ahead and share, and we'll share again. This time charts, And I'm going to go ahead and double check to make sure everybody sees what I see. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and open up in the gold chart. Okay. So here we are, gold chart. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and open up the daily. Okay. So we're getting a little bit of a reaction here. I don't know, something that maybe happened over the weekend, news wise, but we're getting a very strong reaction. Very strong, relatively strong, still under development. Bearish candle here, and looking at this, if it does indeed close in this kind of fashion, this is the first candle that is potentially will break structure that we've had up till now, right? Now, I believe we had mentioned, when we were talking last on Friday, that we're starting to see that the market maybe time here a bit. Okay, the moves that we were seeing to the upside were being met, not as or not as strong. Okay, that maybe we were starting to see a little bit of around the top. Well, now we have a very definitive market or price event that is potentially will be closing outside of some bullish structure here. Okay, so that's something worth noting here. Okay, 4-hour chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see the series of candles that generated this. Okay, this is a little bit of a stretch. I'm more inclined to do something like this, right? Even though that probably doesn't make sense. So I'll just keep it there. Okay. So, but the important thing here, that again, similar to what we've been seeing on the daily. All right, we have some confirmed candles that is breaking some structure here to the downside. Okay, so we've broken some structure, support here, and soon appears that we will be close to breaking some support here. Now, one of two things can happen here. We're in a relatively strong level of demand here. If this area is not able to hold, well, now we're then looking down to 2,300 to see to look for a possible reversal. Right. So right now looks like we're testing 2150. No, not 2150, 2350. Okay. 2350 is currently being tested. All right. So we're in demand, starting to break some structures to the downside. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay. Look at the 30-minute chart. All right. So again, we are in this appears to be kind of a bearish channel to the downside. Okay. Every attempt to rally has been met with sellers. Okay. So just kind of zoom in on this a little bit. Right. So here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and locate the let's see, the fixed range volume profile. Okay. And I'm going to go back and highlight the 830 bar, which is that one there. And I'm going to drag that across to the 430 bar right there. And you can see here that we are well below value from Friday. Okay. Well below, right? Okay. We're kind of hovering around the 2,400. Now we're hovering down at 2,350. Okay. That's pretty significant. So we've been down through the overnight session. Okay. So a lot of sellers right now in the market, right, that are net short in the market. Okay. So let's go ahead and locate our ADR levels. Okay. So we've exceeded ADR to the downside. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of shade this in a little bit darker. All right. Boom there and boom there. Okay. So we've exceeded ADR to the downside. All right. So so what to do? Well, like I said, we are coming close to an area of demand. All right, here. If you look below, well, this area down here at 2348 to 2350, could be supportive of the market. All right, it is back in mid-April. Okay, so this could be an area of support, right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw that area in so that we can kind of see that here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and it looks like it's a relatively wide range. Let's see. I'm going to go with something like this. Okay, this is going to be my area here. Stretch that out here a little bit. So yeah, so we're coming into an area, all right, where we could see some buyers now. Okay, if I'm of the opinion that this move that is currently in is going to continue, well, it's actually quite difficult to participate in this move at current prices. Okay, one, because we've already kind of been down for so long, not long, but down in the overnight. It's hard for me to be able to participate in a short at these levels. Okay. Again, as you can see here, we've had some pullbacks. These pullbacks offer opportunities for us to participate in the market. So I would need something that would offer me, something that I could manage my risk. So, a reversal back up to the trend line would be good. All right. Another one would be back to ADR low. Okay. Around this area, you can see there's a little bit of congestion here. So that would be another area. I'm just going to zoom in on this a little bit so you can see what I'm pointing out here. Okay. This area right here would be an area where I would be open to participate. Okay. A little bit of pullback. So some confluence with the top end of the bearish line with ADR low. Okay. So let's figure out what this ADR low is. Okay. So let's go ahead and say ADR low. Okay, in this case is, let's call it 2377.5, 2377.5. Okay, ADR high. Well, I think it could be hard pressed to get it up to that level today, but never rule it out. Let's call it 2427 even. Okay, 2427 even. 24, go ADR high, 2427 even. Okay, and then settle, which I don't have in my chart, so it's kind of playing around or working with some other things. Let's go ahead. Settlement price here. Okay, so settlement price is, I'm going to go ahead and shade that in yellow. I want to be consistent with the colors I've used in the past. Okay, so like this. Come on now. I'll make it a little bigger. A little bigger here. All right, this better. All right, so we have ADR, not ADR. We have settlement price over here at 2413.8. Okay, 2413 settlement 2413.8. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Again, with all this selling, we're starting to see a turn in the market on the higher time frame. Obviously, the path of least resistance is to the downside. So I'm going to be looking for areas to potentially participate short on the market. If I do decide to go long, I have to temper my expectations as to how far this could go. Okay. So, could it, nothing I'm missing here is up. Let me go ahead and add that. Okay, so there's VWAP. All right, so I have to temper my expectations here as far as this can go, right? Well, that's one area. If we do have a rally, then we could probably rally up to VWAP if I am bullish and not break any significant structure if it remains below. Okay. Otherwise, we're coming into a demand zone, and that demand zone could create an opportunity to long. Otherwise, the path of least resistance for me would be to wait for a move up to the top of the channel where I can manage my risk and participate in a continuation move to the downside. All right, so let's take a peek to see if there's any questions. Looks like there's no questions on the docket here, so we're going to go ahead and move to crude oil. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and type in crude oil here, guys. Crude oil. Okay, there's crude oil. Okay, same kind of deal. We're going to start with a daily. Okay, daily, again, similar to what we're seeing in the gold. Crude oil has been in this kind of downtrend for a few days, coming into an area of supply around 80. Okay, so I'm gonna call out 80 here. If I can find my little rectangular tool here. So this area right here seems to be like an area that could provide some support in this market. Okay, if it happens to break this, then we're looking at 76, 76.50, 77. This area down here, that's the next area of kind of somewhat consolidation that I'm seeing. All right, but it needs to get through this area first. 80 appears to be an area that could at least generate some sort of reversal. All right, so looking at the 4-hour chart is kind of, we're creating some horizontal price action. Okay, we are developing a bearish engulfing candle as we speak in a market that's going to be opening here in about 5 minutes. All right, so not out of the question here that we continue lower. Okay, but we are coming into an area of demand, and it's already kind of reacted off of ADR low here. You can see, we'll see that a little bit better when we move to the 30-minute chart. All right. So yeah, I don't know. This kind of looks like a little bit of a head and shoulder pattern. So we have the left shoulder, right shoulder here. So again, I don't really trade the head and shoulder pattern because it doesn't appear all that often for me. But nonetheless, it does appear that, and I can't always remember whether this is kind of an indication for a continuation move to the downside, basically going from the neckline to the top of the head is kind of the move that we're looking for here. I'm trying to recall exactly what it's supposed to tell us. Let's see here, vertical line. So if I do this to the, oops, that's not what I wanted. Too much. Let's see. This to here. So I don't know if this means that it has a potential of going down this far. Well, that gets us pretty close to that level that we talked about, right? 76, 77 level, right? So that's another confluence that maybe we are going to experience some lower prices. And if so, what would be the target? Okay. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. All right, 30-minute chart. Again, we've already exceeded ADR to the downside, reacted away from it. We've exceeded VWAP, but VWAP did not provide us an area for a continuation of this bullish move. Actually, it's showing sign of weakness that it wants to continue lower. Okay, so let me remove some of these lines here because I don't look at the bands all that much. So these standard deviation bands that it's creating here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. Okay. And the band fill. All right, now it's starting to look better. It's a little more like the way I would have my charts. Okay, All right. So let's go ahead and do fixed range volume profile. Let's go ahead and go back to Friday, top of the 6 o'clock hour, kind of drag that across to 4:30. There we are. There we are. Okay, so similar to gold, we are below value. All right, below value. We are reacting. I would say maybe a slight, tad bit more bullish in this market, just because we did react away from ADR low, and we have broken some structure to the upside, right? So if I do my little channel here, you can see that we've broken some structure to the upside. Now, what I will say is that if we come back, maybe touch the top, which also would cause us to touch the top of ADR, and not close back inside the channel, well, that's kind of a bullish event. That means that whoever the buyer was here is still in the market. And if we create maybe a little bit of a higher low, that would actually create a higher low. So that, again, that's another indication that maybe we are headed higher here. Okay. So if I'm bullish, well, that's kind of the area I want to be in, right? I want to be in an area where, I've seen some evidence of buying, right? So this area right here would be an ideal area for me to participate in the market. If I am more of the opinion that it's going to continue lower, well, probably would like to see a little bit higher price, maybe up here to settlement, obviously up here to ADR high. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out what these ADR high levels are. Okay, so ADR high, let's see, ADR high is, let's see, 82.91, 82.91. ADR low is, what is it? 80, let's call it 80.78, 80.78. And then settlement is 82.21, 82.21. All right. All right. So these are our levels, right, for areas that where we could potentially see some reversals. We've already seen a little bit of reversal here in off ADR low. Now we're kind of hovering around VWAP. Don't know exactly which direction this is going to take. Right now, it actually technically closed below VWAP. So we might see a little bit of a continuation to the downside here. So I'm not really super excited since it, since it broke VWAP to one side. The expectation was that VWAP would hold here and continue higher. The fact that it hasn't means that we might be in a potential ranging market here at levels. Okay. We'll see what the initial balance. Oh, I forgot to put the initial balance up here. Sorry, I think I did the same with initial balance. So here we are, initial balance. Okay. And so here are the initial balance levels, right? Highlighted in blue. Okay. Now the market just opened here a minute ago. So we have the initial balance range, and then we have these, IB extension levels that I normally turn off, but it's good to understand, potentially if it does break, what are the 100% extensions of these initial range. Okay, so right now, if we do manage to hold here and maybe create a little bit of more of a conviction candle to the upside, then I might be inclined to participate to the upside. I'd like to see maybe a close above VWAP, for that to happen, maybe above this structure here at 81, let's say 81.50, right? That would kind of give me kind of a more of an understanding that the participants do want to take this higher. Okay, that this was just merely a pullback, right, to allow whoever these people were to add to their portfolio. Okay. Yeah, so if I'm a seller, well, we're kind of at a level now. I would say that probably I would wait for maybe settlement price, or ideally up here at ADR to be a seller. Okay. I'm more on the, I guess, the lower third of the market. So I would say that I'm probably a little bit more inclined to go long, even though there are the higher time frame charts are indicating that we might be seeing some lower pricing. All right, so price, if we do manage to close above VWAP, maybe we have a move back to this magnetic price of settlement. All right, see if there's any questions. No questions. All right, so let's go ahead and move to the equities. All right, equities. So I'm just going to go ahead, rather than switch screens here, I'm just going to go ahead and modify this here. It's a lot easier for us and for me not to have to constantly change screens on you like this and stop and share and things of that nature. So let's go to that. All right, so here we are. We're getting a little bit of reaction as we might expect off of a demand zone, right? This is very obvious to me that we are in a demand area, right? Here we are. Can't get any more obvious than this, right? We have a conviction candle. See a conviction candle leaving this area. That means there were initiative buying taking place, and we're back at this area. And what are we getting? Well, we're getting the start of a bullish candle to the other direction, right? So this might be an area, okay, to participate in a long. All right, let's look at the 4-hour chart. Similar kind of thing. We're seeing the same reaction. Now, I can't say that I'm super impressed necessarily with the candles that are formed at the moment, right? If I look at these candles, the bearish candles look far more impressive of late than the bullish candles, right? So not quite impressed, but the fact is it is indeed reacting away from this demand zone. Could it be just merely a continuation move? That's certainly not out of the question, all right? And if so, then we're probably going to get some reaction off the top end of this channel here, okay? If that's in the cards, okay? If I'm bullish, well, I'd like to see this channel broken to the upside. All right, taking a look at the 30-minute. Okay, so we're kind of in the middle of the ADR ranges. Okay, ADR high here, ADR low here. So let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile and select the 930 bar from Friday, which is over here somewhere. Okay, drag that across to the not Sunday, but end of Friday. There it is. So we're in range, right? In range means potential range behavior, potential. Okay. So we're about, a good 25 minutes from the open of the market here, but we are in range at the moment. We're in range of Friday session. Right now, we are seeing here Sunday did jump higher. Okay, do have a little bit of a gap, which is could be an indication of some bullish price action. All right, but that is not a surprise given the fact of the location of the market, where we are reaching a daily demand zone. So it's not out of the question that we could have some buyers at those prices. Okay. So yeah, for me, I'm going to have to wait more. This is not really giving me any strong clues as to where it wants to go. Probably will, since we're inside value, I'll be waiting for initial balance and see what direction they take initial balance, either to the downside or to the upside. If I had to pick one side right now, the fact that it is above VWAP is kind of an indicator for me that we might see some continued action to the upside. Okay. So let's take a look at these. Let's call out what these ADR levels are. So ADR high, ADR high. ADR high is, what is it? ADR high is, let's see, what is that? 17,400. I think it's just a shade under that, but I'm going to call 17,400. ADR low is, what is that? 17,056. See, 05, 750, 17,057, 50. Okay, and then settlement price, settlement price is 17,179, 17,179, 50. All right, something like this. Okay. So that's kind of the levels that we care about now, right? Like I said, we're kind of in the middle of the swing here, maybe at the lower third. Okay, we are above VWAP, so again, have to give a slight edge to the bulls, but we could stay in this range for some time throughout the session. So it'll be interesting to see what the open provides. Now, open, if it does break above this level and close, well, that would mean that we have some initiative price action, and that ADR high would be my next level of, I guess, potential reversal. Okay, in price. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to. Any questions? Any questions? Hema is coming late to the party. Hema, drinks on Hema, guys. Let's see. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the ES. Kind of ES here. All right, ES. All right. So this almost seems like an exact replica, guys, of the of NQ, but we'll go ahead and go through the same set of exercises that we did with NASDAQ. Again, we are coming into an area of support, right? This area down here is an area of, trying to see if I could fit this in the screen that would not only make it visible, but also show me the demand zone, right? So this area here is what I'm calling demand, okay? Again, it's probably not the perfect. If I had to adjust this, maybe I adjust this a little bit lower, okay? But nonetheless, I think I made my point here. We are in a demand zone, much like are in NASDAQ. No surprise. Okay. 4-hour chart, similar kind of price action. Although we had I guess one step, maybe we have a step, a retracement, and then another step higher. Okay. So this area, let's call it 50, 50, 50, 50, 55. Well, that's an important area for us to keep an eye on. Okay. If it does get above that level, then we might be in for some movement back to the upside. All right. 50, 50. Okay. Is the area that I would be looking at. Technically, it would probably be closer to 50, 49, but I think 50, 50. Nice round number. All right. 30-minute chart. Okay. Here we are. Going to stretch this out here a bit. We have, again, similar to what we were seeing in the NASDAQ, we seem to be in the middle of the range, although remaining above VWAP. As long as we remain above VWAP, then I have to give an edge to the longs. Okay. Fixed range volume profile. I'll go over here on Friday and select my 930 bar, drag that across to the 430 bar. And here we are, inside value, but we are, I guess right now, technically above it. Okay. So I would say probably a little bit more bullish in the ES than the NASDAQ, given the fact of the location. Now, this value area high could provide an area for reversal. Okay. So it could do one of these things, right? It could kind of hover around here and come back down. Okay. Or it could break above and we start to think about maybe exploring some of these levels above. Okay. These areas above us could again provide us an opportunity for a sell. Okay. Up here, these levels right around here. This would be an ideal level to participate in a short. Okay. At these levels, I mean, certainly I have VWAP that I can use as a reference level. I'm not really keen on participating when I'm right at value area high. I like to see a confirmation above. I like to see a candle kind of close above it, and then maybe I can participate in the retest of value area high as my reference. All right, let's go ahead and call out the ADR high level. Okay, So I think I mentioned 50-50, but I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's a little lower, higher than that. So 50-52, ADR high. The high is 50-52, 75. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that over here a little bit so everybody can see us. Okay, 50-52, 75. And then ADR low. Let's look at what ADR low is. ADR low is down over here at looks like 40.76 or 40.76. No, it must be 49.76. Can't be that wide. Yeah, 49.76. 49.76. All right, and then we have settle. Okay, settlement, which is open this up here to the left. So settle is, what is it? 50-23.75. Looks like 23.75. All right. Okay. Yeah. So these are all levels that we want to be aware of. Okay. And annotate it, in our charts if necessary, or write them down as areas of possible reversal. Okay. We have ADR high, we have settlement price, and we have ADR low. Okay. Seller up here, buyer down here. Okay. And maybe we could even use settlement as a potential target should price get at some point below this VWAP. All right. Let's see if anything else that I need to share. I don't see anything obvious, guys. Gonna take a quick peek to see. You're getting Coach of Mai Tai. That's nice. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close the session here with YM. I'm probably going to forego the daily and the 4-hour review and just look at the 30-minute review. Although this seems a bit stronger. Dow looks far stronger to me than let's take a look at the daily, guys, because this is a period a little bit different. Okay, so we have our second in a series of candles. Looks like it created a little bit of a gap open here in YM. Again, off the same kind of demand level, but looks like the Dow is a step ahead in that regard, right? So this movement started a day before all the other markets. Okay, so for our chart, similar story, starting to break some structure to the upside. The next, I guess, place where price could stall here is 38.576. I see a relatively strong bearish candle here, but we are still, developing a rather strong, channel to the upside. But I do see ADR high and this area where I see a very strong conviction bar to the downside. All right. So looking at the 30-minute chart, 30-minute chart, same story. Definitely, probably. I'm trying to see if I can start all the way down here. This seems a little. I'm gonna adjust this, guys. I'm not really fond of it too much. And this is more like what I want to capture. Okay, let's move this down here. Maybe. Yeah, I'm more inclined to capture this low part, guys, here. So the more recent action, I've already got a conviction bar that tells me that we're headed higher, which is a little bit out of balance. So, again, if we remain in this bullish channel, well, then I have to favor the longs. VWAP is obviously an area that I would like to participate in this kind of move. If I have a confluence between VWAP and the bottom of the channel, again, is another area where I can manage my risk. So let's go ahead and open up the fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the 930 bar from Monday. 930 bar from Monday. Here we are. Drag this across. 1330. Okay, there we are. So unlike the other markets where we're inside value, we are well above value in the Dow. Okay, So bullish initiative price action for the Dow. If I'm a buyer, well, I'd like to buy at the bottom end of the channel or closer to VWAP. If I'm a seller, where we're headed to ADR high, well, let's figure out what the ADR high is in this case. So I'm gonna put that in there and maybe move that a little bit lower so I can see. And looks like 38,540 ADR high, 38,540. ADR low is, what is that? Looks like 38 even almost. Yeah, I'm going to call it 38 even. Okay, ADR low, 38 even. And then settlement is somewhere in between. Let's go ahead and open this up. You can tell me 38,208 is settlement. All right, 38,208. Settle is 38,208. Okay, so those are kind of the levels I'm going to be looking at here, guys, for YM. All right, quite bullish, I would say, at the moment. Looks like we might be developing a little bit of a consolidation pattern here, right here. Oops, that's not exactly the tool that I wanted to use. A little bit of maybe potential topping pattern. I'm not sure. Right? I don't know. Maybe this will eventually provide us an exit lower. Okay. Something like that. Point. Okay. A little bit of a consolidation here, a little triangle pattern here at the end for those who like triangle patterns. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing on the YM. All right. Gonna double check to see if there's any other comments. Don't be afraid to hit the like button, guys, on your way out. If you're not a subscriber and you do appreciate me coming and waking up early in the morning to provide this content to you guys and analysis, please don't hesitate to subscribe, as well as also I'll provide you an alert when I do become available to provide these sessions for you. Okay. Other than that, if there's no other question, guys, I'm going to wish you a safe and profitable session ahead, and encourage you to be a market trader and trade like a pro. Okay. All right, guys. So we will have group coaching later this afternoon. Again, always open to topics. Sometimes I run out of topics for us to share, and I use my trades as an indication, or things that I fail to do or do a particularly good job of, and to kind of share with you guys and offer insights on how to approach the markets. But if you are struggling with something, whether it's trade confirmation, trade management, trade entries, trading mindset, trade psychology, whatever it is, don't hesitate to kind of post that and let me know. Otherwise, again, trade well, trade safe, and be a market trader, guys. Talk to you guys soon.